Hey guys, this video is going to go through what to do after you install Google Analytics GA4. Okay, so on this site here, we've got Google Tag Manager installed. Have a look. Here it is. Although, as you can see from Tag Assistant, that's the only thing that's installed on the site. So let's go here to Tag Assistant, to Tag Manager. And we'll click it, we'll log in, and we'll try to find this website. So in Tag Assistant, we can look for the ID. I have many containers, so it'd be good to search for it. 7XX is what it ends in, L7XX. Let's do a search for it. There it is, so it's my demo container. I'm gonna go in there. I'm going to have a look at the tag section. So I've got a conversion and I've got a conversion linker. I don't have GA4 as I mentioned. So let's type in analytics.google.com. And we can go ahead and create an account and then we'll install it. We'll go to admin on a random account, doesn't really matter. We can go to create account. We'll just say demo account. So this goes through data sharing options and things like that. Have a look at this stuff. But this is going to tell you all the things that you can check and check off, as far as allowing you to customize whether the data that you collect in Google Analytics may also be shared with Google for additional purposes, for technical support, for account specialists, for modeling, contributions, and business insights, or for products and service updates. So I've checked it all. We're going to name the property. I'm going to call it demo account, demo property, let's call it. Set my time zone, Canada, Toronto, Canadian is my currency. Our advanced options, yeah, we don't want to do anything with Google Analytics, or I should say Universal Analytics, because it's no longer in use. It's been deprecated. Set an industry. I don't know, advertising. Let's find your industry there. And we're going to generate leads. Examine user behavior. We'll change this to Canada. Okay, accept the terms. Accept the terms here. Accept. Great. And now we're going to choose a platform again. So this is a desktop website. So we're going to choose web as our data stream. We're going to put our URL in there. Take off https:// because it's already there. And we're going to say demo stream. Good. So we're going to take this measurement ID. And we're just going to copy it. You can go over here to Google Analytics, click New, and then we're going to say Google Analytics, I don't know, GA4, configuration tag. Okay, and then we're going to go here, and then we're going to add our measurement ID here. The triggering for this Best practice, of course, is to have it fire on all pages. Okay, and we have a conversion linker. That's important. Make sure you implement this, right? Just for your information, conversion linker is implemented by going to New and then finding the conversion linker. Fire that one on all pages as well as I'm doing here. Okay, so there we go. That should be implemented. So I'll click on Submit. And then I got to write about it. Added a Google Analytics tag, so config tag on all pages. Right, just so if we see the versioning history, this shows what we did in this particular version. Okay, give it a name, publish. And now we can go back to our website, refresh, right? Still not seen by Tag Assistant, but I clicked on Shift Control R on my PC keyboard, and here it went from 1 to 2 in Tag Assistant. Okay, so there's Google Tag Manager, and there is GA4. Tag Assistant is great. It says it's legacy, but I still use it, and it's very useful in understanding what Google tags have been implemented on the site. Alternatively, I could grab this GTM account ID. If I didn't have Tag Assistant, I could go to Inspect, then I could go to Network, and then filter for the GTM ID, for example, and then click on Control-Shift-R. And you can see it loads there, and then it gives me a 200 response, meaning that there's a successful handshake between this website and Google's servers. Right? If we click on headers, we see a green light here. And there's that 200 for representing a successful handshake. We can do the same for GA4. We can go back and then highlight this G- number representing our desktop or our web stream, and then we can filter for it and then look for the 200 response. So here it is right here, G- 200 response. And again, what does that represent? Well, that represents a handshake between our website and this request URL. Okay, perfect. So Google Analytics has been installed. So let's go back to Google Analytics, and then you'll notice in the real-time view, it's going to say that there's one person on this website. If it said 2, that would be surprising. It would mean that my demo website is either popular or that we've implemented it wrong and it's double counting. So let's have a look. No, so there it is. One user from Canada, and that's me, right? So we can go over here to real-time view. Okay, there it is, and there I am. So as I mentioned, the point of this video is to show you guys what to do after this point. So we've successfully implemented GA4. What I want to do next is go to Admin, and then go to Data Settings, click on Data Collection. Then I want to click on Data Signals, right? Sorry, Google Signals Data Collection. Click on Get Started, and then make sure you understand what it's doing. So Google Signals allows you to measure cross-device. It allows you to report and do remarketing. It allows you to have more insights using Google data. So effectively, it provides you deeper insights on your customers who are using Google data, such as enhanced audiences and demographic reporting. And it gives you access, of course, to all existing advertising features, such as demographics and interest reports and remarketing. So it's not enabled by default. It's something that you should enable in the UI after you implement GA4. So let's click Continue. It makes the platform a lot more integrated into features such as machine learning, and it gives you access to these really cool features as well. And it makes the platform a lot more robust as far as measurement goes. Measurement and reporting, I should say. Click on activate. Very good. Yep, so you're allowing ads personalization. And then user data collection acknowledgement, say you acknowledge, right? I acknowledge that I have the necessary privacy disclosures and rights from my end users for the collection and processing of their data, including the association of such data with the visitation information Google Analytics collects from my site and or app property. So ensure that you have things like consent mode in place, but of course, user data collection acknowledgement is something you'll want to check just so Google Analytics functions properly. Okay, the next thing to do is connect Google Analytics to your advertising accounts. So in our case, we could connect it to Google Ads, and we can link it to Google Ads. And if the same email is logged in to Google Analytics, that is an admin on both Analytics and Google Ads, you should be able to see all of your accounts here. So again, how did I do that? I scrolled to the bottom of, right, if we were to do it from scratch, and we're on the home page, I went to admin, and then under the properties column here in the middle, I scrolled to the bottom and I looked for product links, and then I looked for Google Ads links. So you can click that, and again, with admin rights on the same email that is present on GA4 and also Google Ads, you can click on this blue link button, and that will bring you to choose Google Ads accounts. Click on that, and then you could click the accounts that you want to link to Google Analytics. Okay, so I recommend doing that. That takes 5 minutes. And then also link your merchant center if you're an e-commerce store or you do any kind of transactions and you have the merchant center up and running with a feed of some kind. If your merchant center is also linked to Google Ads, I recommend linking it to GA4 just so you can get e-commerce data coming into your GA4 property. So the same thing applies here. If you have a email account and you're an admin on GA4 and also the Merchant Center, click on the Merchant Center here, this icon underneath product links, then click on link, choose accounts, right? And then find your account and then click link and you should be added. You should have added the Merchant Center there. Do the same for Search Console, right? And the same logic applies. Click on link and find your Search Console link. Okay. Here you'll get organic data, and the insights that are found on Search Console will also be found here. So you're creating this kind of one-stop shop. You'll have access to e-commerce data, paid media through Google Ads, and also SEO data by linking Search Console. So I recommend doing those 3 things as far as product linking goes. And of course, if you're utilizing any of these others, also link those as well. So we've covered turning on Google Signals and also product linking. Do those 2 things. You'll be in better shape. So once you have data coming into the platform, you can wait a couple weeks, or depending on how much data is coming to your website, it's good to see what you can create once you have the ability to do so. Or you may be able to get started right away depending on how many users are visiting your website. For the purpose of this demo, as you saw, it was just me. So it's a little bit difficult to show you things in terms of platform utilization right off the bat. But I'll try to do that anyway, just so you can prepare yourself once you do have data in the platform. Let's click on admin. Now underneath this property column here, you'll see audiences. It's important to explore this section, but also utilize it if you can, if you do have data in the platform. By default, you have all users as an audience, and you have purchasers, users who have made a purchase, as a default audience. Click on New Audience, and you can see here you have all sorts of different references. You've got recently active users, non-purchasers, purchasers, 7-day inactive users, and 7-day inactive purchasers. You've got predictive audiences, and these will light up once you have data for enhanced e-commerce coming into the platform. This is a separate implementation. but they'll also kind of be active only when you have Google Signals turned on as well, because these are predictive audiences. They rely on machine learning and inference. So you do need that recommendation that I talked about in the beginning turned on. The templates are super useful. You can set up demographic-based audiences based on personas you're trying to target, whether it be a known age that you want to capture, gender, language code, interests, or even country code. You can do the same with the various different types of purchasers, the technology they're using, and how you acquire them. You can also create custom audiences too, based on geography, different types of other more obscure kind of audiences here, whether they're downloading something or they're searching for something. You might want to target specific audiences like that, what platform, browser, or device they're coming from, and even interest categories. So that can be quite useful. So under demographics, you can see interests and in-market audiences. So I encourage you all to explore these ones as well. Check out events too. So as you explore your website, as people explore your website, in the real-time view, you could see what kind of things are being triggered. Okay, let's just refresh. Oh, sorry, it would be this one here. So let's refresh. And you can see here, it'll say 1, because I'm the only one on the website. Right, and you can see here the page view is being fired. For example, you can create a page view event for a specific page title. Right? If something like that interests you, you can go here to admin, and then over to the events section, and then create event with that real-time logic that is kind of showing you based on the workflow that is taking place. Create, you could say like event name equals page view, and then you could say page title equals or contains some aspect of a page title, right? That's how you would create a page view event. Let's say it's a thank you page if somebody purchased something. That's how you'd create an event for that particular page. And then once data starts coming into the system based on events that you create, you can mark those events as a conversion. You can then import those conversions into Google Ads and then bid against them. You can set your campaigns to optimize towards certain conversions. So that's very useful. Okay. Also have a look at the various reports you can utilize within the platform. You can check out reports around audiences, user acquisition, traffic acquisition. You can also create behavioral reports looking at overviews, the events that are triggered, and the conversions that are taking place, and also pages and the various screens that people are viewing your website on. Okay, it's important too to look at exploration reports, right? Advertising, if you're running ads and you've linked your Google Ads account like I talked about. But for exploration reports, you can look at path exploration, segment overlap, and you can even create your own, right? There's a lot of really great templates as well to explore. Advertising, these are good reports to check out once you do have advertising data coming into the platform. This is certainly something important to look at, and also pay attention to the insights here as well. Quick insights that you can glean is just by using this really cool search bar as well. You can just type in, page views from Canada, and you can get that data really quick. But again, we don't have any data, so it's difficult. But I suggest really exploring, just kind of using this as if you'd talk to like a generative AI or something. Type things into this search bar, and you'll see that you'll get information very quickly. Okay, that's what I do typically. Hopefully this kind of setup guide is helpful. We went through setting up GA4 in Tag Manager. We went through turning on Google Signals as kind of like a first thing to do. Also, linking your accounts is super important just so you can get as much useful data into the platform as possible. Thinking about linking Google Ads, in our case, the Merchant Center, if you're an e-commerce site, and think about turning on and of course, if you don't have a search console or Google My Business and you're a local service business, for example, this is crucial. Get one of those, link it to GA4, and this is very case by case dependent, right? So whatever it is that you're utilizing in terms of looking at this product links area, make sure that those are linked to GA4. We also talked about utilizing audiences. Do that, explore that area, wait for data to come in. But even if you don't have data, think about the audiences that you want to create. And events, right? Explore the events that are fired as people traverse your website. Make note of the flow and then create events based on that flow. So look at the real-time view and then try to map that in the events area. Mark those as a conversion if you think they'd be a useful conversion to bid against in Google Ads. All right, those are pretty basic tips, but they're very good best practices. So feel free to do that. These are the typical go-tos that I rely on when I set up GA4. All right, hopefully that was helpful. Thanks so much.